Lately on FTD Facts, we've been exploring a lot about Finland and learning a lot about what makes the country great and unique. But at the same time, we've been learning a lot about its culture and, of most important, its military aspects. And within our last couple of videos, we've looked at the military as a whole and even dived really deep into finding so much information about the Finland Special Forces, known as the Udi Jaeger Regiment. But today, we're going to go just a little bit further and learn about the Marines of Finland. Who are they and what they do? And with that, we introduce you to what is currently known as the Finland Coastal Jaegers. What's going on, boys and girls? Welcome to FTD Facts, the channel where we learn about different cultures, countries, and people from all around the world. Now, if you guys are coming back, first of all, I just want to say thanks for learning more about Finland and about the great forces and the great culture that is within this country. With that in mind, we just recently did a video on the Udi Jaeger Regiment, which I'll put some cards to the video if you guys want to check that out. But that was our big video of last week, so that's why we're going to learn more about Finland today. Speaking of which, I tell everybody this, but if you guys want more Finland content, we'll just be sure to hit those like buttons, because if we get over 5,000 likes, then we know to do more Finland topics. Even if it's not a big video, we just know that more people want to see this sort of content. Now, for this video, when we talk about the Finland Coastal Jaegers, they're the modern day version of the Marines. Keep in mind, in our last video, I did state that the Jaeger came from a bird found in the northern regions. However, in our last video, a lot of you guys kind of said to us, well, Jaeger actually comes from the German word for hunter. Me personally, I feel like maybe the Germans got it from that bird, but hey, whatever, it's a controversial thing, I guess. But either way, that's what a lot of people feel. Now, as for the specific Finland Coastal Jaegers, they are classified as a Finnish naval infantry, meaning they are trained in activities required along the coast or archipelago and are trained in amphibious-style missions. And through history, they have been identified by their famous Green Beret. However, keep in mind, since the unit was reorganized in 1989, the requirements for being a Finland Coastal Jaeger have decreased. Thus, you may see less people being a part of this group wearing the Green Beret. Of course, that's just from rumors that I've heard about, but when it does come to this Green Beret, I'm going to talk a little bit more about that, because I want to dive into some history about the Coastal Jaegers, because they're linked to a lot of different groups. Because one particular group that doesn't really get noticed all the time when it comes to the Marines of Finland is the Newland Brigade, because for this particular group, they are the group that trains the Finnish Coastal Jaegers. And for them, for a long time, they've been located in Dragsvik, Roseburg, which is in the Uusimaa region. And that's why some people will call the Nyland or Newland Brigade also the Uusimaa Brigade. But their speciality is in coastal operations, and an interesting thing about these guys, because they are linked with the Coastal Jaegers, they are the only major training group in Finland that instructs in the Swedish language. And believe it or not, both of these groups, the Newland Brigade and, of course, the Coastal Jaegers, speak in Swedish. And there's actually a very important reason as to why they do. And of course, you may have your own theories, but it's not because these particular units may have run-ins with Swedish forces, but it's because the Newland Brigade follows a very old tradition of the Newland and Tavestas County Cavalry Regiment. Which, by the way, Tavestas is Swedish for what is known as Hämeenlinna, which is located in Finland. But as for the Newland Tavestas County Cavalry Regiment, this group was formed in the early 1600s. And of course, during that time, Finland and Sweden were united as one under the Swedish Empire. And of course, when the two countries decided to split apart, this particular group got split as well. But since then, the Newland Brigade simply keeps their tradition of speaking in a Swedish tongue. It's also due to the fact that these two groups, the Finland forces and Swedish forces, sometimes work together at the Newland Brigade as well. Now, as for the Newland Brigade, they were present in major conflicts within Finland, being a part of the Finnish Civil War, the Winter War, and the Continuation War. During this time, the Newland Brigade, which was called the Uusimaa Brigade, had sprouted many other regiments, but by 1957, they were renamed to what I'm referring to as now as the Newland Brigade. And actually, for this particular unit, they weren't officially part of the Finland Navy until about 1998. And in today's world, they have approximately 1,500 soldiers that they train a year. But as for their specific size today, say it's really, really hard to tell because, well, it's a classified force. As well, for the Newland Brigade, they train with equipment like the Yeehoo and G-class landing ships. They also train in motorized artillery and train the International Amphibious Task Unit, which are very similar to the Coastal Jaeger Group, which consists about 40 to 50 men who are a part of it. And under the entire umbrella of the Newland Brigade, that is where you find the 1st and 2nd Coastal Jaeger units. Now, before I get into all the facts about the coastal units specifically, I actually want to talk about some of the other Marine forces that have existed in Finland. Because for me, I had to do some serious digging because, hey, this is a video about the Marines of Finland, not specifically just this group. And with that in mind, we need to look at a specific group that existed in Finland during the Second World War. And that was the Navy's Marine Jaeger Division, in which in Finland they pronounce it Rannikkonjääkäri Divisiona, which, by the way, guys, I was working on that. I want to thank a few individuals who got on my Instagram and actually helped me out with that. And that would be Joan Patrick 15, Paavo Erta, and Walter Imar. Thank you guys so much for helping me out with that. I probably still messed it up, but at least I tried. Now, these guys began in 1934 and were established by Carl Gustaf Emil Mannerheim, who was a Finnish military leader and statesman, as well was the commander-in-chief of the Finland's defense forces during the Second World War. Now, these guys were the elite troops of the Finnish Navy. Of course, similar to the Coastal Jaegers, they were also trained at Newland, where about 85% of the soldiers who applied passed. And one unfortunate thing about this particular group is they are sometimes forgotten about, because anywhere between 1934 to about 1945, they say they trained about 8,000 troops during that time. And as for combat for this group, I would assume that they saw quite a bit. The only downside is there's not a lot of information about these guys, which reminds me, guys, if anybody knows anything about them, put them down there in the comment section below, because I would like to read some more about that. And perhaps, who knows, maybe we'll even get a video about that. That would be really cool as well. But moving right along, let's talk about the modern Marines of the country. And as I stated before, when it comes to the Coastal Jaegers, the one thing that we gotta mention is the Green Beret. Why do they wear a green beret, and what's so special about it? So the Green Beret is a very unique and special thing for these soldiers. Not only is it unique for the style, but it also has a sea eagle's head pinned right to the top. And basically, one who wears it has reached the required shooting level, as well their physical levels met the required amounts. Because to get this particular cap, one has to do the Green Beret March, and it is not easy to do. Because the Beret March is approximately 80 kilometers in length, and during this, every soldier has to stop anywhere between 5 to 10 kilometers and perform certain tasks, such as shooting, medical evacuations, and other things of that nature. As well, during this mission, they are also blindfolded and have to use a map to figure out their locations and make it back on their own. And to add to this, the one thing that's a major downer is that every soldier has to be carrying approximately 40 to 45 kilograms of equipment. That is heavy. But how it works for the other Coastal Jaegers is that conscripts are selected for the Coastal Jaegers unit, and if they are chosen, they enter into an 8-week training course in which is basic training. And they say anywhere between about 30 to 50% of these individuals actually pass and move on to get what is known as Special Marine training. And if they do succeed, the training is quite different for privates and NCOs, as privates will get about 5.5 months of training, and NCOs can get up to 11.5 months of training. And for the other possible 50 to 70% that do not pass, well, they are either moved to another unit, or they become cooks, or even, drivers or things of that nature. But as for the ones that do go on and receive the training, they become a capable fighting force either in a group or as an individual, and often get training in behind the lines capabilities. And lastly, when it comes to this group, we should just look at some of the weapons that they actually use. Because similar to the rest of the Finnish army, you will see the Finland Coastal Jaegers use equipment such as the 7.62 RK62 or 9.5, as well as the FN Scar. So that is a look at the Finland Coastal Jaegers and the Marines of the Finnish army as a whole. Of course, there are loads of facts that we missed in this episode, and if you guys know of some facts, be sure to let us know what we missed. Because I'm not gonna lie, guys, finding some information on all these particular units is always really hard to do, but that's what happens when you try to look up stuff that's classified. But either way, my name is Dave Wapple. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys who are returning back and learning more about Finland. It's great that you guys really want to explore expand your knowledge. With that in mind, guys, if you guys really like this video and you want more Finland topics, be sure to hit those like buttons. Like I said, over 5,000 likes, and we will do a part 2, or we will go into other aspects of the military and the country itself. Of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that bell notification, because that's how you stay tuned in what we are doing. But either way, today you and I looked at the Marines of Finland and learned a lot about them. What are your thoughts on them, and would you join this particular unit? And even though spending may not be as large in Finland as other armed forces around the world, one cannot deny that the coastal Jaegers and the Marines are a force that works and trains hard to better themselves and keep their skills sharp as a dagger. These are the soldiers, the history, and the honor of the Marines of Finland, where they have the know-how, the cohesion, and the drive. So thanks for watching, guys. All right, so here's some other cool videos that you guys should check out. Be sure to tune in to us every single day, and we hope you really like this video, and we hope to see you sometime soon. Always leave comments down there. Please make sure they're the positive, awesome, constructive ones. But other than that, you guys have yourself an awesome one. We'll see you later. Bye.